What's up, SMITE fans? Trelli here, and we are going to be going over some changes that you can expect when jumping into SMITE 2. Please remember, as a game that is constantly updated, there's going to be some more changes and patch notes, things like that. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you subscribe, be tuned in for all the future updates. Let's jump into the changes. So a brand new feature coming to SMITE 2 is going to be the Interact key. Throughout the map, there are objects and objectives that, when approached, will provide the player with a contextual button prompt in order to interact with. Now, these interactions can range from capturing the Warhorn in solo lane to provide a buff to your next minion waves, using teleporters to traverse the map, opening doors to your team's base, and even picking up jungle buffs. That's right, no more accidentally taking your mid laner's red buff. In SMITE 2, we've brought back buff camps, but we've made some new adjustments to keep them fresh and exciting. The buffs that are given have been tweaked a little, but not so much that returning players will be confused on who gets what. Solo lane still gets blue buff, ADC gets purple, and you get red, because how else are you going to carry your team to victory? When you first clear a jungle buff camp though, you might be surprised when you don't see it drop a buff. That's because as you clear camps, they level up, providing a stronger and stronger buff the more times it's been cleared. The camps will start dropping buffs once they hit level 2, so make sure you're clearing them as quickly as possible so they can keep leveling up and get stronger. One of the biggest changes that a returning player might notice when jumping into SMITE 2 is there's no longer a divide between physical and magical when talking about gods and items. Gods' abilities will now scale off of either strength or intelligence, which items now provide instead of physical or magical power. Certain gods, like Neith, will have some abilities that scale off of strength, while others scale off intelligence. Now, because this divide no longer exists, combinations that were only dreams in SMITE 1 are now possible in SMITE 2. I'm talking about Crit Ymir, baby. Now, Relics have also had a bit of an update in SMITE 2. When a player loads into a match, they will automatically be given purification beads and a vision ward. What used to be relic options in SMITE 1 are now active items that can be purchased in the item store. This means there are no limits to how many a player can purchase. If you wanted to, you could have 6 items with active effects, as well as your purification beads and a vision ward. Now, we don't necessarily recommend that, but it's always an option, so have fun and experiment. In SMITE 2, the Gold Fury will also be getting an update in order to keep it relevant moving into the late game. In SMITE 1, there was a rotating cast of 3 different Gold Furies to try and keep them relevant in the later stages of the game. While that was still beneficial, in SMITE 2, we've added a new mechanic to make sure you keep both sides of the map contested, especially when it comes to the later stages of the game. After the Gold Fury has been slain 3 times, the Ancient Fury will spawn in, and she is much more powerful. Killing the Ancient Fury will grant a buff to sieging for your team by disabling enemy structures for a short period of time. This is a great help if you want to try and push down some Phoenixes late game. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay updated for videos like this. Make sure you go to smite2.com and register for an alpha code, and I'll see you on the Battleground in SMITE 2.